Hello Star Citizens, Buzzkiller here, and welcome back to the hangar. Now for today's video we're doing episode 3 of Week in Review, and that's for the week of 2 March 2015. Now I know I've said it in all my other Week in Review videos, but this week has been extremely busy. So busy in fact, I'm not going to be able to go over everything that was released this week. But what I'll do is I'll hit some highlights, show you a few videos, and go over as much of the content as I can for this week. So sit back and relax, because you're in for a long one. We kicked off Monday with another episode of 10 for the Chairman, and this week there's actually a couple of good questions asked. The first one I really liked was number 3 here. And in it, the guy asked if we could fly between a planet and its moon without engaging the quantum drive. Chris said that will most likely be possible, but it will likely take you several days of travel time to do that. But he wants to leave it, if he can, as an ability for someone to try. It's for especially the hardcore people who say maybe they'll set their course and let the computer run for however many days to go from Earth to the moon. So that should be pretty interesting. Next question was, will there be melee weapons like swords and hammers? And Chris said eventually yes, they're going to start off with basic melee mechanics, probably fists or maybe a knife. But what was interesting was he said that we might be able to unlock melee skills or melee moves by visiting, say a dojo. Maybe there's some master at the end of the universe that you have to find, and he'll teach you new abilities. So that sounds pretty cool. And of course, they had their sneak peek, which was a picture of the Retaliator. It's a really nice picture, but well, more on that later. Tuesday, we had our normal episode of Meet the Devs, and this week we got to meet the community team in Santa Monica. On Wednesday, subscribers got a update to the subscriber vault, and this week was a gallery showing off some of the concept art for Stanton and ArtCorp. Some pretty nice pictures here, showing stuff like the crane and the dumper depot, some landing pads of different sizes, different shots of the different types of architecture, and of course the different color schemes for the different planets around ArtCorp. Things started heating up a little bit on Thursday. We got our normal Around the Verse episode, that was episode 34, and they had some pretty interesting news. Starting off in Santa Monica, they talked about the P-52 Merlin. For those of you who don't know, that's the little snub fighter that's attached to the Constellation series of ships, and apparently it's going through an update along with the Constellation, and they're also reworking the process by which it docks with the Constellation. So I can't wait to see what they do there. Also, we had some talk about the size metrics and how they're standardizing them. So basically, all the different weapons, size 1 through size 11, yeah, size 11, wow. Apparently they're all going to be fairly standard. I mean, they'll know basically by the size rank how much space that weapon and that weapon mount are going to take up. Also in Santa Monica, they talked about the Vanguard, which used to be, of course, the Bulldog. Apparently it's completely finished with its modeling in the art phase, or concept art phase. Now they've moved into 3D modeling of the ship for its concept sail. They talked a little bit about the variants for the Vanguard, and they're going to revolve around different roles for a frontline ship. So basically you're the first one into the fight, and so what are you going to do? Are you going to recon the area? Are you going to do some preliminary fighting? Or maybe you're going to be tricking the enemy fleet, maybe with some electronic warfare. Next up, we had Ilphonic, and they talked a little bit about the FPS module, specifically the metagame. And what that means is they're talking about the different ways that you're going to play the FPS module and unlock new weapons and armor. So I'm really interested to see what kind of unlocks and how those unlocks are done. You'll also, of course, earn rec while playing the FPS game. They talked a little bit about packs, and apparently they're going to be unveiling the 0G map at PAX, and of course they'll have a playable demo there. For the interview today, they had an interview with Justin Benford, and of course he is the quality assurance lead over there in Austin. He's the one that finds the bugs, and sometimes they even smash them. They had another section of Sandy's flight school. This was with her and Zane Bien, and he explained the targeting and aiming mechanics in Arena Commander. And then there's the art sneak peek. And let me show you that real quick. So that was pretty interesting. I'm not sure, but I think that's possibly part of the Mobi-Glass. It looks like a little wristwatch style projector, maybe one of the different versions you can get of Mobi-Glass. So that should be pretty interesting. Now next up on Thursday, we of course had the Reverse the Verse on the Star Citizen Twitch channel. They really didn't release any spectacular info in this one. I mean, the introductions were funny, they talked, and of course Jenny was stuffing her face, but they really didn't put out anything other than a few teasers of what was going on for the rest of the week, and really nothing much that wasn't covered again in the following segments. And that brings us to Friday. Now Friday started off with a update to the Help the Herald campaign, and apparently it has finished decrypting the signal. And of course here we have the Starfarer cockpit. Now we've seen the front from a different angle before, but here we see the rest of that entire cabin. It looks like we've got a couple jump seats here, and this might be the captain's chair. Not bad. On Saturday, of course, they had the big PAX event where they were showing off the FPS module, and basically they had a demo where backers could get in and actually play it. So it was a playable demo, so that means it should be pretty close to being released here in the near future. They didn't, of course, live stream the PAX event, but they will be putting out a video next week for us to check it out. Now there were supposed to be two design documents on Saturday, the first one being the aforementioned weapon mount system. Unfortunately, that one hasn't come out yet as of the time I was recording this, and of course this is on Sunday. But they did release the design document for the new damage system, and that is the one you're seeing here. And they go into pretty good detail of how the new damage system works, and really it's going to be a great addition to Star Citizen. It's going to lower the amount of memory required for all those different damage states. It's going to be more dynamic. It's going to be pretty cool. In fact, at the end of this, they have a little video. Let me show you that now. So that was really cool. I really like the way the new damage system is working out, and I really like, if you didn't notice, the way he carved the RSI initials into the Gladius's skin using the minigun. So again, a really great feature. Should save us a lot of resources and hopefully up the amount of people they can get into a single map. Now next up we have a very special video. And this is a little sneak peek of the Retaliator. Absolutely beautiful. I cannot wait to see that baby in my hangar. So that brings us, of course, to Sunday. And on Sunday they released the weekly rundown. Now this is a fairly new segment that they release usually on Saturdays, but of course, with everything going on Saturday, I guess they waited until Sunday to release this. And basically this goes over everything I've talked about. All the different dispatches that are released by day. And of course this is where I actually saw the design weapon mount updates, which of course hasn't come out yet. Now they're saying that there's more stuff coming out on Sunday, but it's pretty late Sunday evening and I still haven't seen anything. But keep your eye out, maybe they'll release something here pretty soon. Well, Star Citizens, that about wraps up this episode of Week in Review. I hope you found it informative. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and hit that like or subscribe button. And until next time, this has been Buzzkiller. and I'll see you guys in the verse.